flakiness, some would call it being a diva. When you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Oregon Ducks, the House of Loud, Autzen Stadium in Eugene, as we'll see the number 9 team in the country, the Clemson Tigers, taking on the number 1 team in the land, the Oregon Ducks. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And the Ducks will boot it away to start the game. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Gets it across the 30 to the 31. Nice pickup on the return there. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. They'll run it from the gun. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front?
Just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Quarterback strolling away from heat. He'll try to do it himself. He'll be knocked out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Good pickup there. Guys, let's chat a little bit about Clemson. If they seeded the playoff today, these guys are in, but we know they're not content with that. They want so much more, David.
They do, and this squad has been building and trying to get to the point where they can get to the playoff and be a national champion. And right now they're in the mix, which is really, really good halfway through the season. A lot of work still to be done.
Yeah, this coaching staff really at this point is just trying to keep this team focused as a top 10 team halfway through the year. It's about attention to detail, and that's got to show up in this one today.
Got the quick completion. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. You're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Caught behind the line. It's Moore. Tackled at the 43 after picking up 10. Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. Motion from the wide receiver. They want to run this quarterback. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, they're trying to go with the QB-designed run, but nice job defensively. They were not fooled by it. They were physical up front. Guys defeating blocks, able to get that tackle for loss.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Looking to throw, it's Knight. Plucks it out of the air. Man, what a matchup. The stakes are really high. Both teams in the top 10 playoff positioning. All the things that go with a midseason showdown, guys.
And these are just fun for us because we got a little bit more juice, too, because both...
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He was trying to get that return going. Instead, he'll hand it to his offense at the 38.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Looking for a crease. It's Davidson. At midfield, he's got room. Turns it on down the left side. Touchdown, Clemson. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. that his 40th career touchdown run.
This guy's had a lot of success throughout his career, but 40 touchdowns is something that's pretty commendable, David. He continues to challenge himself each and every game and every year to get better.
Yeah, just the consistency has been so impressive. The offense is built around him. Like, he's going to get the football, he's going to be featured, and still finds the end zone week after week.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Dropping back, it's Knight. Under fire. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
That's reeled in. It's Parker. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
He'll pull it down. Oh, he's got some space. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41.
It's such a good sign for your offense when your quarterback is this dialed in early in the game, right? On the RPO, wanted to throw it, nobody open, so he takes off running it himself and gets a big gainer. If I'm the coordinator and play caller, I'm finding more ways to get this guy running the football and keep this defense on their heels.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball off.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Here comes the heat. Quarterback gets the first down and more. And he gets out of there and gets some yardage and gets down without taking any punishment.
And he's just proving it time and time again, man. He has that feel. He obviously has the ability to pick up and put him down and go get first downs. But I think the timing of when to scramble and when not to scramble, he's really got that figured out. And you can tell it's going to be a big part of the game plan.
The Ducks will snap it on 1st and 10. In the backfield, it's Johnson. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat, I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
Runs through a tackle. Once again, finding nowhere to run against this defense. He's knocked down immediately. We've reached a break. Clemson has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. Wants to adjust the pattern. Dropping back, it's Knight. There were serious revolutions on that 3rd down pass, but it's incomplete.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
4th down and 12 is 4-down territory for this offense. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Fires to the wideout. Complete in the middle. Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one. The Ducks will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. Use the play fake. Now to throw. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
And for quarterbacks throwing the ball down this close to the goal line, because there's so many bodies in such a small space, oftentimes routes take a little bit longer to develop, and it forces quarterbacks to have to hold on to it a little bit longer. That's the risk and danger with throwing the ball so close to the goal line. You might get sacked.
Wants to go up top. Here's the heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
This offensive line is going to have to shore up this pass pro, guys. The last play they took a sack. This one they allow a hit on the QB, which forces the incompletion. 3rd down, you're going to be throwing it right here, you think, so O-line's got to step up.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Almost intercepted in the end zone, and what a red zone stop that would have been. It'll be 4th down.
You just wonder if the quarterback's trying to get it all back after throwing a pick the last time out. This time, that was not a good read. The defender was all over that throw. He should have intercepted that, but thanks to the drop, the offense stays on the field. This quarterback has got to take a breath, and he's got to settle himself down.
Quarterback may change this route. Looking downfield, it's Knight. They got him! It's a sack! Took a chance to try to score the touchdown, and they'll get nothing.
Man, that stings. You go all the way down the field, you get a 4th and goal situation, and the offense comes up small. The defense gets the sack. No points for you.
This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do. But look at this. This offense, they ain't scared. Right back on the ball, ready to run another play, ready to make this defense work.
And that had all the makings of bug meat windshield, but how about the little corner taking on the big tight end and keeping him from getting the 1st? The power of Autzen Stadium on full display. The house of loud is deafening on this 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Pressure coming. He'll pull it down and run. They'll stop him at the 24, and that brings up 4th down.
And that's why it's important offensively. They're going to have to do a better job running the ball and getting positive yards early in the drive. You can't be in 3rd and long living in those situations against this defense because they like to play dime personnel. And with those faster guys, they're going to blitz, and they're going to match speed with speed. It's a nice way to combat the mobile ability this quarterback has.
Going to take a shot. And it's incomplete. The long pass downfield, they couldn't hook up.
That's a great job there by the defense here early in this game, getting a huge stop, and they've got an opportunity to make the opponent pay. Offense taking over now in great field possession. Let's see what they can do here from a play calling standpoint to try to put some points on the board.
It's caught downfield. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
Oops, someone moved just a bit early, and the offense is going to pick up a penalty. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. After the flag, 1st and 15 for this offense.
Yankee blue! Yankee blue! Get set! Get set!
Leaves it with the back. And they'll finally make the tackle at the 3-yard line. to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Quarterback making checks. Now on the move. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown Ducks!
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. See some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. On the snap, it's Davidson. He's going to keep it. Ran to that daylight to pick up 6 to the 22. He now has 61 yards on the ground, and that magical 1,000-yard mark is oh so close. And the Tigers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. To the ground with the back. Just enough there to get it to the 25, a pickup of 2.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
They'll turn to the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. On the direct snap, it's Davidson. He'll pitch it. Looking for room at the 40. All the way out across the 45-yard line. Mark it out of bounds at the 46.
Really good job by this offense, understanding where the sticks are. It's 3rd down and short. The QB makes the pitch. Good, accurate pitch, and then he does the rest. Gets north-south and gets the first down.
Makes the grab. It's Anders. Turning it on. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33.
Well, you're seeing the balance this offense has and how they can create explosive plays in a variety of ways. We just saw one come in the run game, and now you see one coming in the passing game. I'll tell you, they've got this defense on their heels.
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, CLemson.
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. And he was greeted by a host of defenders and barely gets it back to the line of scrimmage.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Making side adjustments here. Looking for a man. It's Knight. Unloads to the wideout. This time it's complete. Gets it to the 37. Clock stops to move the chains. It's a first down. They'll stop the clock to reset the chains. Offense up tempo. To the air on first down. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Fires to the right. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. He stopped at the 32. It'll be a first down in the waning seconds of the half.
And I like the aggressiveness. I understand you're down, right before the half. You want to go get some points, but you can't turn the football over here. Now you've set the other team up in a position to maybe get more points as the first half's winding down.
Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Out of the gun to give to the back. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. The offense will quickly use a timeout.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle him, wear him out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard games just because of the body blow effect.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket, nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
How can a stadium this size make so much noise? You can't hear yourself think on third down here in Austin. Wants to go up top. Quick screen to the speedster out wide. They've got enough for the first down, and they're in the red zone at the 20. Clemson jumps to the line. The give on the inside. He'll be pulled down after a good run. They'll mark it at the 15. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They'll go to work in the air on second down. It's complete. And he wanted the score badly, but the defense wrestles him down at the 2. The offense burns its third and final timeout of the half. The Tigers have it in scoring position on first and goal. Quarterback on the keeper. And the defense able to get him down, and that should bring us to the end of the half. The give. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Tigers will line up to kick off and start the second half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. On the direct snap, it's Parker. Trying to make magic on the scramble. They found a little running room out of the Wildcats, still short of the first down marker. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat's going to give them a different look. On the direct snap, it's Parker. Got behind those pads and picked up 3 out to the 35.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Bully ball on third and short. And he just needed a few inches, and he didn't get it. The defense denies this offense. They're in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, and this is why you square your prominent jawline and go straight ahead to get it.
Okay, 4th and inches, you know what's coming. You know they're going to run the quarterback sneak, but it's one of the hardest plays in football to stop. You got to find a way to dive from the defensive line spot and stop the feet of the quarterback, and they couldn't do it. And listen, they only needed inches. That's what makes it so difficult to stop.
throws to the wideout. He's got an open man. Big play for this offense as they get it to the 32.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming.
And you didn't have a lot of panic in the first half, but man, you're starting to get now in the second half, and this offense just has really struggled, underperformed. You know you're a better team, but this offense hasn't shown it. This team hasn't shown it. It's the third quarter. They got to get it going now.
Looking for a man. It's Knight. Rushes on him. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
Well, this quarterback normally makes defenses look very silly week in, week out with his speed, but he has yet to face a defense like this. This defense accepted the challenge. They have stepped up. They have been disruptive. They have been living in the backfield all game long. That already the third sack of the game for this unit.
That's a fly. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. And the Ducks will bring the punt team onto the field. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. On the ground, it's Davidson. Strong run and a pickup of 5 out to the 15.
All right, great little run there. Listen, it wasn't phenomenal. He didn't get a first down, but what does it do? Now it makes second down easier. The play caller looking at his sheet going, all right, I can throw it, I can run it, still in a great position. Way to stay ahead of the chains.
I'll tell you, QBs and receivers, they practice these out routes all week long. And you've got to anticipate. You've got to be comfortable throwing it before he gets out of his break. And they executed it perfectly right there to pick up that first.
Here's the handoff. Snuffed out behind the line of scrimmage, and we have not seen much of that. What a day he's had so far.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given up some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success on that play. Really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
And quarterback, receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
The power of Autzen Stadium on full display. The house of loud is deaf. Breaks into the open. He's inside the 40. He's at the 20. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up.
And a great job by the QB finding the running back, getting the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
Clemson set up with another first down. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown Tigers! And they take it in for 6 more points.
What a day. His third rushing touchdown. And when you got your college fantasy football team going, this guy is racking those points up for you. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Back to pass. It's Knight. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Well, another incompletion, and you can see the frustration building, but you got to give the defense credit. They came into this one knowing no one was giving them a shot because of their record, because of what the...
And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
Man, this defense has played so well, and this offense, they've struggled. They haven't executed greatly. They're going to have to do it against a really good defense who continues to apply pressure. They got to find a way to protect their quarterback a little better.
Spits it out to the back. That's caught. It's Parker. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the first down. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Clemson has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. As we start the fourth quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. They go back to work in the final period of this one.
42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
Wants to go up top on first down. On the move to the right and looking for a big one. Touchdown, Oregon! They took a shot to the end zone and found 6 points waiting on them.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
Got on the room. Just barely able to stop him. He almost housed that baby. The nice return there. That last line of coverage is the only thing that stopped him from scoring. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David, if they can add. There he goes.
When the offense can run the football and you can feature a guy like this that will get more yards than his block that you can really depend on, hangs on to the football, like it makes offense super easy, especially down the stretch when you want to eat that clock and you want to possess the football. Just nice to have that kind of game.
They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this. These fans stepping up to help this defense on third down. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. That's why a good running game is a coach's and quarterback's best friend when you're trying to put the lid on the game. So this offense has the lead. They have the ball. They have the clock on their side and a chance perhaps to put it out of reach. Caught in the backfield, it's Davidson. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There are a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away. Count on your defense, not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done. And now with that touchdown late, they've got a 2-possession lead.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Has it back, and here comes the offense. They're on the cusp of what would be an historic loss, falling as the #1 team in the country unless they can pull it together here in the final moments. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection.
You got to love what you've seen from the defense in this game, too. They knew coming into this one against this quarterback, being as talented as he is, they were going to have to be really good in coverage on the back end, and that's been the case all game long. They have never let it be easy for this quarterback.
Looking downfield, it's Knight. Here's the pressure. Blasted as he lets it go.
Man, this quarterback is going to need an ice bath when this game is over because he is getting whacked. We've seen him go down. He's been sacked time and time again. He just got nailed another time on that last play. He can't wait for this game to be over.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Finds his man. It's Parker. He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain.
Now, 4th down.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Makes the grab past the marker. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a 1st down. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. The Ducks have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to keep it in the air. Pocket breaking down. With the catch, it's Parker. Oh, he's got some space. He'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there, and this offense is feeling it.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the 4th quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels. Someone's going to have to make a play.
Looking downfield on 1st down. On the run, still looking. It's incomplete. Good job by the defense sticking with its coverage.
All right, for this offensive line now, you've got to gear up. You've got to really start to hone in, understand that if you don't start playing better and you don't start giving this quarterback time, trailing in the 2nd half, needing to throw, you're not going to have a chance to win.
Got a man. It's Parker. Shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work. Wide receiver comes in motion. They'll throw it from the red zone. He's got it on the move. And he'll home in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done.
And that is why they're called the hands team, people, on onside kicks. Great job jumping on that ball.
Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt, find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute. Build this lead a little bit bigger. Put this thing away in the 4th quarter.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. The give and tick, 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 tick. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. Play action. He tries to take the top off. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that. You can show your exotic looks. You get the pass rush going. Everybody on the back end expecting throw. And that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Trying to escape and get it himself. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
I know that was tough, but as a quarterback, you got to know on fourth down, you cannot take a sack. Any way, shape, or form, you've got to be able to get rid of that football and give it an opportunity. That time, I know it wasn't blocked perfect, but the quarterback's got to have more sense of urgency.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. That number 1 beside your name is a heavy burden, and when you're behind late, the weight of the world is on your shoulders. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with the big play, and they'll mark it at the 33.
And that's a great way to start this drive. Listen, we understand the situation. We need a touchdown, we need a 2-point conversion, but you can't get all of that on one play. Stay consistent, plenty of time still left on the clock. Dink and dunk if you need to. Take what the defense gives you.
Grab behind the line, it's Glenn. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him.
How about that? The dying breed of the tackling cornerback. You don't see those anymore. Everybody wants to be great in coverage. Everybody wants to get picks. But how many corners really want to get their face in the fan and make tackles? Nice job by that play.
To the air, it's Knight. The screen, he's got wheels. And he's ridden to the ground, but there's also a flag down. Let's check the call. Well, when your quarterback has already been sacked 4 times, shouldn't be some big surprise if the O-line gets called for holding. From the gun, they'll try the middle. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. A lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Here on 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Makes the grab. He is not going to get there. Stopped short of the line to gain, and it'll be 4th down. Down a possession here in the 4th, and they'll need to convert on this 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
And that's a play the quarterback would love to have back. Late in the game, trailing by only 1 possession on 4th down, it looked like there was a window to put that football in, to get the catch, keep the drive going. The quarterback has an inaccurate pass. It falls incomplete, and that is probably going to do it.
We've got a timeout on the field, a tight game in the 4th, and the brain trust will go to work. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
I think if you're offense here, the game boils down to this one play on 3rd down with the lead late. If you get the 1st down, that's ball game. There's not enough time left for the defense to get it back and go march down the field. So let's dial up our best play offensively. Let's make sure our best players are touching the football here.
Fires to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Flying out to the left. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Tigers. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9.
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach. And that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Might be calling a hot route. Motion from the wideout. Back to pass, it's Knight. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. That's the way this defense wanted to wrap it up. Make a play themselves, finish off the game, and the offense can kneel it out from here.
Well, it's a nice interception. At this point of the game, up 2 possessions in a 2-minute situation, the offense is so predictable. You know they're going to throw the football. So everybody on defense, they're just trying to see the ball thrown and then breaking on it. Nice job coming away with that turnover.
And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9.
Really nice job stopping the run, but the problem is you have 0 timeouts left. You cannot stop the clock right now if you're the defense, so this has got to be excruciating for them. They know the offense is just going to take their time before they snap the ball.
Stop behind the line of scrimmage, and that is a rare sight for this defense today against this guy. I'm not sure anyone saw that coming. Not that this team couldn't lose, but the way they lost, and I think they've got some soul.